slow going, but don't you now know more about the vortex than you've ever known? Don't you understand your relationship with it? Don't you know what your dominant priority is? Don't you understand your guidance system better? Don't you want to think the thoughts that feel better? Aren't you willing to be nicer to yourself when you're not in the vortex? Aren't you willing to let everybody else off the hook who hasn't been trying that hard to make you feel good? Aren't you ready to take responsibility for how you feel? Don't you sort of feel empowered to do it? Don't you love the feeling of being out of the vortex and then consciously, deliberately focusing yourself in? Don't you love coming into your own power? Don't you really like knowing that the universe has your back, that everything that you want's all queued up for you and it's just a matter of focusing yourself into it? Don't you now, from inside the vortex, appreciate more of those outside the vortex contrasting experiences that have caused you to expand? Don't you like knowing that you will constantly expand? Don't you like knowing that it's going to be a constant tuning up? Don't you like that it's going to be a constant tuning up? Don't you like that it's going to be a constant tuning up? Well, that's the part you don't like so much, because you keep thinking you want to get in the vortex and get it done and live happily ever after. And we want you to hear something that is hard to hear, but it is so, so true. And that is, it's getting into the vortex that is the rush of life. Just like when you're hungry and you eat something, it tastes better than when you've been eating all day long. When you're out of the vortex and then you work your way in, that's that zest. That's that feeling. That's that feeling of motion forward, you see. You just don't want to make a career out of step one. You want to make a career out of step 3, which is moving into the vortex, into the vortex. And each time you're in there, then you can look at those people who you felt were responsible for your not being in, and now they look beautiful to you because they gave you the reason to expand, and in your moving into your expansion, you are thrilled with everyone involved. So you have this person, and they just harass you into expansion, 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 expansion. But then you can't get your eyes off of them because they're just so in your face and so inappropriate. So the very person that caused your expansion is now the person you're using not to take your expansion, and that's why you're extra, extra mad at them. But when you're in the vortex, you'll be extra, extra appreciative of their having prodded you into expansion, and you're using your guidance and wisdom to now take your expansion. There's still a little bit of, oh, Abraham, just get me in the vortex. Let me just get in the vortex. I'm tired of not being in the vortex. I just want to get in the vortex where good things can start happening to me. And we say, get in the vortex and good things will start happening to you. It is law. So we want to help you today. We want to draw your attention toward this vibrational reality. We want you to get a feel of this vibrational reality, because if you can understand it, everything that you have lived and are living, or anybody else that you're observing, will begin to make sense to you. So do you get it that you were source before you came into this body? And do you get it that even though you're in this body, that you're still expanding this source? Do you get that? Can you accept that expanded part of you, this vibrational reality is swirling? And have you been hearing about law of attraction, which says that which is likened to itself is drawn? So, of course, when you're focused upon something unwanted, you get more of that unwanted stuff. It's just the way the law works. But this is the bigger picture that we want you to understand. Life has caused you to become this, and the larger part of you, your inner being, the source within you, stands in the middle of this vibrational reality, in this vortex of creation. And as law of attraction responds to this vortex that was spinning long before you came into this body and is spinning faster now that you're in this body, contributing to this vortex, this is a veritable vortex of creation. And hear this, all cooperative components are being assembled in this vortex. Do you get what that means? Everything that you've asked for and everything that's necessary to bring it about, just like the way this planet came into being, just the way this planet spins in its orbit. In other words, everything that you see that is now physical manifestation, this reality that you're all so excited about, this reality was non-physical reality first, a vibrational reality, a vortex of creation. So if you can accept that, yes, while you're standing here in this physical body, you are what you are, but you are so much more, and you are so close to allowing everything that's in this vortex to become. And that's what this gathering is about. We call it a law of attraction based seminar, because the law of attraction is what is assembling the cooperative components. But in this art of allowing understanding, we want you to ask yourself the question and hopefully find the answer here today. Are you one of the cooperative components? Are you letting yourself be one of the cooperative components to what you have asked for? Or are you over here beating the drum of why you ask for it? Life causes you to ask for more money. Ask for money. There's a lot of that going on. Asking for more, asking for more, asking for more, asking for more. Becoming. Your vortex of creation is spinning. And all cooperative components have already been assembled. That's why we can say to you, it's done. It's done. It's already done vibrationally. Are you a cooperative component? No, I'd rather complain about not having enough money. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough. I have never had enough. I can't remember having enough money. I don't like not having enough money. I hardly know anybody who has enough money. Rich bugger over there, he's got enough money, but he probably deals drugs. So as you are beating the drum of the same unpleasant thing which caused you to ask, now you're using that same unpleasant thing, that contrasting thing which caused you to expand and caused the universe to open, which caused the vortex to spin, which causes the assemblance of all things necessary to give you everything that you ask for, right down to the last detail. Are you going? No, I'd rather complain. And that's really what this gathering is about. We want you, by the time you leave here today, to understand your relationship with your vortex. We want you to understand your relationship with who you really are. And when you care about how you feel, then you're able to understand your relationship with your own vortex of creation. So now we're going to give you the strongest statement that we could give you or that you could ever hear. Every bit of negative emotion that you or anyone ever feels is for one reason only. Life caused you to expand, but you're holding to a thought that is not letting you take the expansion. In other words, your mass consciousness could be expanding. Your neighbor, people you live with, could be expanding. But unless your life experience causes you to launch your individual rocket of desire request, unless your life has caused your expansion, you will not feel negative emotion in not keeping up. And you will not feel positive emotion in keeping up. Your emotions, the good feeling ones and the not good feeling ones, are all about your request for expansion and your relationship to that expansion. So it is always true that what you think and how you feel and what you get always match. Always, always. No exception. Law of attraction is not squirrely in any way. Law of attraction gives you the exact equivalent to what you're offering vibrationally. We call that, however, post-manifestational awareness. Oh, I must have been thinking in a way that was depriving me of the well-being that I want regarding this. But there is a pre-manifestational way that you can know where you're headed, and that is by paying attention to your moods, to your attitudes. Pay attention to the way you feel about things. Sometimes you're not sure if you're having a mood or an attitude because you're observing something unwanted, or if you're having a mood or an attitude because you're in the midst of creating something unwanted. Sometimes people say, if I'm sitting on a park bench and I get afraid, does that mean there's a monster in the bushes? Or does it mean I'm just worried about there being a monster in the bushes? And we say, in any case, get off the bench. In other words, your guidance is telling you that you're near something that you don't want. And by getting off the bench, we don't necessarily only mean get up and remove yourself physically. In fact, we don't really mean that so much at all. We mean get off the thought, get off the subject, get off the vantage point, get off the beating of the drum of whatever is giving you that mood. As Jerry and Esther were driving up from Oregon, Esther was driving and they were in their Tahoe, the tow car, and Jerry, who was always busy, was reading. He was working on the editing of something, and he reached into Esther's purse to get something, and while at her request, and while he was doing it, well, they see it as their purse. While he was doing it, he was taking things out of it, and Esther just doesn't see the point of that. Don't take everything out. Just fish around till you find what you're looking for. How long have we had this purse anyway? But Jerry was more comfortable filling his lap full of the contents of the purse, which was making Esther very uncomfortable. And so she is giving him a hard time about it, and he took it well, sort of, and then gave her a hard time back. It's hard to find anything in here. And Esther said, well, you just feel for it. If you feel for it, do you know what that feels like? Just feel for it. So they had their fun with it, and Jerry put things back in, sort of. And then several hours later, they were up in their suite, and Esther was looking for the appointment book, which has all kinds of information that is important to her in it, and it wasn't in her purse. And she said to Jerry, I think my appointment book may be still in the car, which had been checked by the valet. And Esther sort of sat there stubbornly thinking, and I'm not going and getting it. Because I'm not the reason that it's in the car. So Jerry, cheerfully seeming, took the valet ticket and went down and retrieved the book. And while he is gone, Esther is thinking, did I create that? Or did I see it coming? In other words, this has happened before. He doesn't care nearly as much as I do about what's in our purse. And we want to say, in either case, get off the bench. In other words, if Jerry had left things out of Esther's purse 100 times, and so she was pretty certain that he was going to clumsily and stupidly and uncaringly do it again. The point that we're making here is, it's Esther's responsibility. Now, this is going to sound hard to hear, but we want you to hear it. It's Esther's responsibility to develop the expectation of what she wants, regardless of the way others are behaving in her experience. Because there is a big case to be made for the fact that her concern about him doing as he was doing with her purse, it doesn't matter whether he trained her into that by leaving things in the car on dozens of occasions. There haven't been dozens of occasions. Well, close to it. But it doesn't matter what past experience has been. What matters is, am I a vibrational match to what I want? And the thing that is so interesting as you co-create with others is that you do not want to take responsibility for what they do. We'll just let that settle in just a little bit. You don't want to take responsibility for how others behave in your experience, but we want you to take responsibility for how you feel about everything that interacts with you. Now we've made an issue out of this. We would encourage Esther to do some focus wheels about lining up the way she feels about Jerry fishing around in her purse. Because she has an attitude about the way Jerry fishes around in her purse that does not serve her and that evokes from Jerry behavior that does not please her. And most of you want to say, well, Jerry's a big boy. Shouldn't he be able, like our children, shouldn't our children be able to hear our words and respond to our words at face value? And we say, you live in a vibrational universe. You are attracting by virtue of your vibration. Your vibration is your point of attraction, and when you have a strong point of attraction about something, the other can't buck your current. Now, Jerry and Esther, they've got a thing going on with this purse because Esther totes all this stuff around, stuff that Jerry needs all the time, and feels responsible for what's in the purse. And so she hasn't cleaned up her vibration about her relationship or Jerry's relationship with this purse, nor has he. In other words, they have purse issues. They do. They have purse issues that neither one of them have felt the need to clean up. In other words, it's not a big thing. If every time they had a purse issue, one of their teeth would fall out, they'd get on it. And what we want to say to you is that it's not the big things in your life that are causing you to train yourself out of vibrational.